Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for liftoff.
T-minus 10, 9,
Countdown
8,
with me.
7,
I need you.
6, 5,
4,
3,
2, 1. Come
0.
on.
Ignition.
Come on, David. I see you there already.
Liftoff.
Help me out, buddy. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Feel it. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. Let's go. Party time. Excellent. Ready to rock and roll and learn some English here on the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where you can learn English 24/7, 365. That's all day, every day. Just download our free app and you can listen to all your favorite programs. That's Dave Boys and the Salad, The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams, and right after this show, you've got Test Your English with the one and only Ximena Holiday. Yeah, they're bringing the power, they're bringing the energy, and you guys are bringing yours, and you know what you get when you put all that together? You get a little bit of magic. Welcome, Show with No Namers. Welcome, Vaughn Radio listeners. Remember, stop by our website as well. This way you can find out about all kinds of things going on in the Vaughn world. The website is grupovaughn.com. Grupovaughn.com is our main website. You can also follow us on social media. That's right. We are on every platform. And speaking of platforms, we're also available on every podcast platform as well. So we are wherever you want to be. But you know what I always recommend? I always recommend you download our free app. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And the answer to today's Double Trouble Challenge is...
Otra vez. Mira que me encanta Vaughan Radio. Es una radio súper útil y variada. No solo aprendo inglés, sino que también aprendo un montón de curiosidades con Richard, Ruby, Kyle and Company. Lo único es que de repente la recepción la pierdo en el coche y me frustra un montón, porque estoy súper enganchado a esta radio.
No te frustres, Lucas.
¿Me oyes?
¡Claro que sí! ¡Te escuchamos! No te pierdas ni un minuto más de tus programas favoritos de Vaughan Radio con nuestra app gratuita. Solo tienes que buscar Vaughan Radio en donde te descargas tus apps favoritos. Y ¡voilà! Ya estás conectado a Vaughan 24/7, 365.
Vaya. Ostras, no sabía que existía la app. Me la voy a descargar ahora mismo. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
De nada. Hasta luego, Lucas. Acuérdate, además puedes descargar tus English Classes diarios de Vaughan Radio en todas las plataformas de podcast. Never miss a beat with the Vaughn Radio app. That's right, folks. Download it, and this way you can listen anywhere and everywhere. And folks, let me just remind you of this week's question of the week. Question of the week. That's right, folks. Question of the week. Now, many of you have participated already. So, Carmen, Laura, Maria Jose, Mario, Marisol, and Kubla. Great job. Job done. In fact, you're already in my soundboard, which is kind of cool, guys. Think about this. When you send me an audio file, I always put it into Audacity, which is, I use Audacity to edit audio. And I always put it into Audacity, and for the sake of organization, por el bien de la organización, I always label it with your name in capital letters, in mayúscula. So if you look at my soundboard, even though it's not Friday, I've got a special section there where I have you guys. So you guys are not just a part of the show, but you are a part of my equipment here. I see your names. You know, I look down here at my soundboard and I see applause, I see drum roll, I see, all the different jingles, and then I see my buddies and their names. So if you want to see your name in lights, that's right, my soundboard lights up. If you want to see your name in lights, participate, send it to me before Thursday, and I'm talking about a 1-minute voice message that you can send me and telling me when you feel the most alive, when you're doing what thing makes you feel the most alive. Keep it at around a minute. Always introduce yourself. It doesn't matter how many times you've participated. Always introduce yourself. And we look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And those of you who have sent it to me already, whose names I just mentioned, again, thanks. We're done. My job, your job is done, and mine isn't done yet. But listen, we're one step ahead of the game there. So great job, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. But right now, it's time for your pop quiz. Pop quiz. Sing it. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. This is our pop quiz here on the show with no name. And every day we learn something from one of the posts, either one of Vaughn's posts or one of my posts, or maybe one of my buddies who works here at Vaughn Radio. You'll hear stuff from everything, even materials that you can pick up at the Vaughn Tienda. And today, folks, we are going on a journey. You know me, I love to travel. I've got itchy feet, as we say. I mean, who doesn't? Okay, I understand the waiting in line, haciendo cola, the whole hurry up and wait. Date prisa para esperar. Isn't that what the airport is? Run, run, run. And then you get there and you're like, okay, well, now we've got an hour or two. Right? And that's in your best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you're like, do you mind if I cut you in line? I'm going to miss my flight. And normally people will say, no problem. No sweat. So today we're going to take a look at something from my 4th book, English on the Go, where I take you to 30 English-speaking cities all around the world. And I take you on a trip with other people who join me in each city. You know where we're going today, mate? We're going to London. I always say, if you want to sound like you're from London, you got to say mate every third word. You know what I'm saying, mate? Well, we was out there the other day with my friend, mate. No, they wouldn't say with me, mate. So they love the word mate. For them, it's like their friend. In American English, your mate is somebody you sleep with, you procreate with. So Diana's my mate. And Damian and Rob and Kyle, they're my friends, my buddies. Now, obviously, we all speak a universal language, so if they say, hey, Alberto, you're a great mate, I know they're not saying I would be the perfect husband or father. Everything in context. At least I hope that's not what they mean. Well, either way, this book is all about those nuances. It's about when you travel, you discover different things in different cities. And you know it, even when you go to a different city in Spain, you learn different things. So this is, I think it's really worth it. The book takes you on a trip to 30 different cities. You've got pit stops, paradas técnicas. Well, you might have to, handle your business. Or maybe grab a bite to eat because you're famished. Another way to say very hungry. You're starving, you're famished. Well, either way, this book will give you all that vocabulary and much more. And since when we're in Liverpool, we're with somebody from Liverpool, well, you'll actually hear the accent as well as learn the local lingo. Check it out. It's English on the go. Aprende Inglés viajando por el mundo. And it is my 4th book. It's available at... That's right, VonTienda.com. All right, is everybody ready to go on a little journey with me? We're going to go to London, mate. And we're going to go with my friend Mary Stab. And, well, I'm going to have some questions for you afterwards. Are you ready? All right, here we go to London. And listen to the pronunciation. It's not London, it's din, London, mate. Y si pones el mate, te llevas a totally native. All right, join me. We're going to England with Mary Stab. In English on the go, aprende inglés viajando por el mundo. Hey, Mary, thanks so much for meeting me here.
You're right, Alberto.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks.
Cool. I'm so excited to be here in London. What an amazing city it is.
It really is a fantastic city. I love it. It's brilliant.
What are we going to do today? What's on the agenda?
Well, mate, I thought we'd just have a look around, discover the streets, see a few shops and restaurants and bars. You know, it's a great place to walk around.
And I heard there's some great pubs. We could do a pub crawl too, possibly.
Oh, yeah. Pub crawl's the best.
All right. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's discover London, England. You all right, mate? We drove from Manchester, but I think it didn't pay. The train would have been faster. It's okay. At least we enjoyed the lush English countryside. We have a long list of places to see in London today. This huge city has so much to offer. We're going to go on a pub crawl. But we're not going to just any ordinary pubs. We're going to down some pints where iconic people once found inspiration while enjoying these same pints. This is gonna be fun. Me acuerdo de la primera vez que oí a un londinense decirme, "You all right, mate?" Y yo dije, que claro que estaba bien. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Que me veía mal o qué? Y me dijo, "No, mate. Es como nos saludamos en Londres. You all right, mate?" Es lo mismo que preguntar, "You all right, mate?" Are you all right, mate? Es decir, es simplemente un saludo. Es igual que cuando un neoyorquino dice "What's up?". Los británicos tampoco saben qué contestar. Fíjate que algo tan sencillo como un saludo no es universal. Entonces, lo mejor siempre es sonreír y decir "Great, how are you?" a todo. Pub crawl normalmente es un evento organizado donde tú pagas un precio cerrado y vas de bar en bar. En Madrid, por ejemplo, se organiza este tipo de excursiones para los turistas. La palabra pub crawl es muy graciosa porque crawl significa gatear. Así que implica que se bebe tanto en estos eventos que se acaba gateando a casa o al hotel. Espero que tengas la dirección de tu casa o de tu hotel apuntada en algún lado. Fact or fiction? Big Ben is the most iconic tower in London. This is fiction. Well, kinda. This is a technicality. Although the tower has come to be known as Big Ben, it's really the name of the bell and not the tower. The tower was originally called Clock Tower. How creative. Then in 2012, it officially became known as Elizabeth Tower. I doubt you've ever been inside the tower, as it's only open to UK citizens, and they need to make an appointment well in advance with their Parliament representative. Oh, and once you get the appointment and the awaited day arrives, bear in mind that there's no lift. Talk about making you jump through hoops. Non-Brits will have to settle for a picture of it from outside. I didn't feel like walking up 15 flights of stairs anyway. Kinda realmente es kind of, dicho rápido, y se usa para decir más o menos, un pelín o básicamente. Se emplea mucho en inglés. Let's see if you kinda know how to use it, or if you really know how to use it. A ver si más o menos lo sabes usar, o si realmente lo sabes usar. Veamos. Tengo un pelín de hambre.
I'm kinda hungry.
¿La conoces? Sí, más o menos.
Do you know her? Yeah, kinda.
Se está haciendo un pelín tarde.
It's getting kinda late.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a little excerpt with Mary Stab, and it is from my fourth book, English on the Go. Pick it up if you haven't. It's full of all that kind of stuff like that. You're right, mate. You're right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm cool. Do I look frazzled? Do I look, frazzled, is scared? Like, what? And for us, I remember I said it to a guy, a little quiet, shy teacher. I forget his name now. I think maybe John, a British guy. He was working at Vaughan. And I go, what's up? And he's like, nothing. So we can't even agree on the same greeting. So they say, you're right, mate. And we say, what's up? But to the other one, each one sounds like they're asking the person if there's a problem, not saying hello. Oh, man, it can be a bit confusing, even something as simple as a greeting. All right, something that struck me, I didn't learn this one till I was about, I would say 25, 26. When I first started hanging out with English people regularly. And I learned that the word bird, which you guys know is pájaro de toda la vida, the word bird in British English also means, and it can be seen as disrespectful, especially if you don't know the person, piba. Oh, there's some beautiful birds in this bar, in this pub, mate. There's some beautiful birds. They're not talking about parrots, loros. No, they are talking about birds like girls. Beautiful birds. So, reminds me of Alfred Hitchcock and his movie, The Birds. Well, that's what we're going to look at today. Something as English as Alfred Hitchcock and as British as a bird. And I'm not talking about the ones that fly. We're going to look at some bird idiomatic expressions today. Are you ready? I'm going to ask you for 3 idiomatic expressions from my book, English on the Go, from the London chapter. Let's see if you know them. And all 3 of them have to contain the word bird. Pájaro. Are you ready? I'm going to do this one in Spanish now. Estar en un atasco es lo peor. ¿No? Es lo peor. Has to say, there's got to be something in there about pájaros, right? So, estar en un atasco es lo peor. All right. Are you ready for the next one? I think this one might be a little bit easier. Más vale pájaro, because you say pájaro in Spanish too. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. I'll give you a clue. It has something to do with birds, but it's a little bit different. Same concept, same idea, but a little bit different nonetheless. All right. So number 1, estar en un atasco es lo peor. It's got to have the word bird in it. The second one, más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. And the last one, él me hizo una peineta. Él me hizo una peineta. Those are 3 idiomatic expressions that you'll learn from this chapter in my book, and they all have the word bird in them. Other ones that I didn't give you, al que madruga Dios le ayuda. The early bird catches the worm, or the early bird gets the worm. Esta es muy parecida. Vamos a matar a 2 pájaros de un tiro. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And here's another one. Es un chaval majo, pero es un poco tontito. You know how you say that? O sea, que le falta cerebro, ¿no? No piensa. Well, it actually makes sense. He's a nice guy. Es un tío majo, but he's a bit bird-brained. Yeah, so bird-brained means that you have a small brain, like a bird. I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? It's a hyphenated word. Oh, man, he's bird-brained. Like, es tonto, no da para más. And I guess one of my favorite ones, and the one that I guess defines all of us here in our situation, Dios los cría, Dios los cría, y ellos se juntan. You probably know it if you know the song, We Are Family. I got all my sisters and me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We are family. I'll give you a clue. They say we're like birds of a feather. Dicen que somos como pájaros del plumaje, del mismo plumaje. The expression, birds of a feather flock together. And a flock is, I always forget that word in Spanish. Give me a second. A flock of birds, no es manada, that's a herd. Rebaño, no. Flock, yeah, rebaño, sheeps and goats. Bandada. If you're in America Latina, it's parvada. But what I really wanted to teach you there is that we use the word flock very often to mean that a lot of people go somewhere. So people flock to the malls for the Black Friday deals. Un ejemplo, ¿no? Acuden en masa. People flock to the malls, los centros comerciales, right? Flock. It's a regular verb. So again, we don't just look at the noun, oh, it's a flock of birds. We look at the expression, birds of a feather flock together. And we use it in a practical example. Oh man, when the concert tickets went on sale, people flocked to the website and it collapsed, right? It went down. So again, you can figure it out. You can find your own context. That's half the fun. Speaking of fun, much more fun to be had in the second part of today's show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. We've got Say What Soundbite. We've got Spelling Bee. We're going to check your answers on the pop quiz. Man, music, movies, laughs, and lots of learning when we come back. So, you know what I'm going to say. So then say it with me. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, it's interactive, and as always, it's free. If you have the Vaughn Radio app, you can learn English with us every day here for free. And if you want some materials, some great resources, you can go over to our Vaughn Tienda. Today, we're taking a look at my fourth book, English on the Go, but let's say this, I'll teach you a new expression. Rest assured, puedes estar tranquilo. Rest assured, there are many other amazing materials available at the Vaughn Tienda. All you have to do is go to vaughntienda.com and check it out. Start doing your Christmas shopping now. Don't put it off. No aplaces. Come on, don't be a procrastinator. That's my job. No, I'm kidding. I used to be a procrastinator. Then I realized it caused anxiety in my life. Causó mucha ansiedad. So I said, why am I procrastinating if I know it's a source of anxiety? So now I try and plan. I try not to put things off until the last minute. All right, amigo, speaking of not putting things off, don't put it off another minute. Participate in our question of the week. When do you feel the most alive? We want to hear from you. But right now, we're going to hear from a famous person in today's Say What? Say what? What? All right. It is the Say What Soundbite here on the show with no name. And as always, you're going to hear a bunch of different accents. Today, you'll notice the accent is quite different than mine. ¿Y cuál es correcto? Different to or different than? Ambos. Toma. Whatever one sounds better for you, use it. All right, amigos, as always, you will hear a famous person speaking right now, and we'll see what you guys got over here. You're going to hear this 4 times. It's an extremely famous person. I'm sure many of you know. I know that all of you know who this person is. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, so is everybody ready? Pay close attention because I'm going to play this for you twice right now, and then I want to hear what you heard in your best English. Here we go.
Well, I asked Dana before she went to Australia, 2-3 days before, because I thought it'd be a good idea that, apart from anything else, if she went to Australia, she could then think about it.
All right. So definitely not the same cadence, accent, or anything as me, right? You wouldn't even say we spoke the same language if you looked at our mouths moving. All right, let me give it to you again, and then we will check today's pop quiz. We'll also check in with all of our students as well and see how you guys are doing. But here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
Well, I asked Dana before she went to Australia, 2-3 days before, because I thought it'd be a good idea that, apart from anything else, if she went to Australia, she could then think about it.
All right, there you go. And you know what? As always, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give you guys a little audio clue. Her remarkable radiance and beauty knew no bounds. This lovely, benevolent lady from England put a spell on people everywhere. However, the paparazzi's freakish fascination with her and her private life went way too far. Like a shooting star, she burnt so bright, although her time here was unfortunately fleeting. Nevertheless, her legacy will live on forever in our hearts and minds.
2 things stand like stone: kindness in another's trouble, courage in your own.
We'll get to know the People's Princess, Lady Di, on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info. English. You got it. That's right, folks. The Princess Di. I know you say Princesa Di. We call her Princess Di because it's Diana. You know it. My wife's name is Diana in Spanish, but Diana. Or if you want to literally translate it, it's bullseye. Diana. All right, let's see if you guys hit the bullseye on today's pop quiz. We're going to go on over to our virtual classroom where you guys can participate and join in real time. Remember, if you can't tune in real time, download the Vaughn Radio app, and this way you've got us with you wherever, whenever, as Shakira famously said. Also, you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iVox, Stitcher, Deezer, Weezer, and all the rest of them. Let's see who's in the house. David, good morning, sir. He says, good morning, Alberto and mates. What's up, buddy? Born to Iron Man says, what's cooking? Good looking. What's up? How's it going? Born to Iron Man. I love that one. I love those rhyming ones. He says, morning, friends. Morning to you, too. Good, buddy. Right back at you. Chris Valrol says, morning, dear Alberto and mates. Ready to rock. I warmed up singing a birthday song to my friend Monica, who also loves English. Wait. Hang on a second. Did you say that it's somebody's birthday? Well, folks, we've got to sing happy birthday to Monica.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We love you.
Happy birthday, Monica. Wishing you a special day. Chris, you got to send her this video. Monica or Chris, it's 34 minutes and 48 seconds. Bueno, tell her to tune in at the 34th minute. You're welcome. Hey, I know, because if not, you're like, oh, I got to find it in there. 34th minute, and you'll see that shout out to your amiga, to your mate, if you're British, your mate, Monica. All right. There's Kubla. Speaking of good buddies, good mates, he says, sup, delectable ladies and gents. And he's got a joke for us. Let's see. He says, why did AA go to the moon? He wanted to give us some space. It reminds me of another one. Where do astronauts hang out? At the space bar. At the space bar? You know, on your keyboard, you have a space bar. I know, that joke was out of this world. Fuera de este mundo extraordinario. All right, I'll stop. It's not time for your joking. It's time for our pop quiz. All right, let's see. Kubla says, that neighborhood is for the birds. All right. I don't know if that was the translation. I think it says, estar en un atasco, right? Let's see. All right, but then I see, Kubla, I see two different comments here. You're confusing me, buddy. Please keep it simple here. I see that you've got one with that neighborhood and one in to be in a traffic jam. So which one you want me to take here? All right, well, let's go with the first one. That neighborhood is for the birds. The expression is correct. For the birds. It's the worst. Oh, man, this is for the birds. Waiting online is for the birds. Esperando en cola, for the birds. But I think we said being stuck in traffic is for the birds. The second one bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Let me see that one. Because I would say it differently, but maybe that's correct. I don't know. I have to check that one. So, Kubla, that second one, I wouldn't say it like that. One bird. Because we would say a bird. A bird in the hand, empezando con el a. Es un tecnicismo, pero son frases hechas. So a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. All right? That's the correct way to say it. The last one, he gave me the bird when I asked her out. All right. So I'm a little bit confused there too. He gave me the bird when I asked her out. Her boyfriend, I imagine. Unless that was a mistake. When I asked him out. I don't know. I'm not sure. Either way, a couple adjustments there. Let's see. But either way, I've got another comment here, Kubla. So you're throwing me off here. Chris says, I don't know the first. All right. No problem. The first one is, you got it right, Kubla, as we said, for the birds. So something that you don't like is for the birds. Chris says, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's perfect. That's the expression. So a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Siempre con el a lo empezamos. All right? And Chris says, he flipped the bird. I'm going to make a little adjustment. Un pequeño ajuste ahí. So he flipped the bird, pero si queremos decir a mí, he flipped me the bird, right? So when we want to say to who, ponemos ahí. He flipped her the bird. Le enseñó la peineta. To flip the bird. I love it. Excellent, Chris. Wonderful. Let's see. Kubla says, round two here. To be in a traffic jam is for the birds. The only thing an adjustment here, vosotros usáis since you participated twice, I'll help you twice. We wouldn't use the infinitive. We would use the present continuous. So being in a traffic jam is for the birds, or being stuck in traffic, right? Whereas in Spanish, say, Estar en tal es lo peor. We would say estando en es lo peor. So a little adjustment there. Again, the expression, the second one is exactly the same there. And it says one bird. Again, I would switch one to a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And he gave me the bird when I asked her out. So it's basically the same there. Okay. All right. Let's see. Fabio. Kubla, don't confuse me, please. Just participate once. All right. Fabio says, morning, double A. I am here. See driven. Bells on. Now, I know where you're going, but you're speaking German. I just read it the way it looks. Morning to you, Fabio. Hasta ahí bien. I'm here. Glad to see you're here. See driven. See driven. So you are driven. Sí que estás motivado, eh? You're up early. So, and the expression I think you want to use is I'm here with bells on, but the see driven, I don't know what happened there. Guys, remember, I'm not a mind reader. I'm trying to figure it out, but my brain is just not figuring it out. There's Chris Valrol. She says, holy cow. Chris, that is... Holy cow. I heard a British man who I hope I never have to talk to because I barely understood him. He said something about going forced to Australia, right? Well, Chris, you're right. But I don't know if it was about like being forced or not. But you're on the right track. The person is British. Yeah, you know what, Chris? That is pretty spot on. Great job. Good ear. And I got to be honest, this one's not easy today. It is not a piece of cake. Chris says, thank you for the birthday song. Monica is going to love it. Well, that's great. Happy birthday, Monica. Kubla says, in the Say What soundbite, I heard a mumbling man speaking about a deceased British female. A deceased British female royal, probably saying she was scheduled to travel down under. Nice. Great word, too. To mumble. He was mumbling. So a mumbling man speaking about a deceased British female royal, probably saying she was scheduled to travel down under. And down under is another way to say Australia. So you can say Australia, you can say down under, or you can say Oz. Yeah, como el mago de Oz. But it's not time for name that lyric, because in Spanish, mago de Oz puede ser name that lyric, or name that movie, because The Wizard of Oz in English is a movie. No. It's time for a much more challenging section. It's time for Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It is our Spelling Bee only on the show with no name, and we'll see how you guys do on this very challenging, I hate the word difficult or hard, but this very challenging section. I have a hunch you guys are going to do very well. Lately, you guys have been kicking butt in this section. Arrasando. I'm serious. And if you can kick ass in this section, which is one of the hardest sections, well, you are definitely in the top percentile. Vamos, en lo más de lo más. A more native way of saying it, the top percentile sounds more like an exam. You guys are the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. So here's round one of today's spelling bee. Please capitalize the first word of the first letter of each word. Here we go. Ready? The first one is CAMBODIAN space PRINCE. The second one is NORODOM space SIHANOUK. The third one is PHNOM space PENH. The fourth one is EXILE. The fifth one is POL space POT. And the last one is KHMER space ROUGE. And while you guys are trying to figure that out, I'll tell you a little bit about our Vaughn groups. Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, folks. More information at our website, grupovaughn.com, or you can reach out if you follow us on social media. All right, let's see. The first person to take a stab at it is Born to Iron Man. And let's see how he did. The first one, it's a technicality here, because I did say the first letter of each word should be capitalized. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to move on only because I can. I have another student who looks like he's got them all right. Now, I know Born to Iron Man, it's a technicality, tecnicismo. But if technicalities count, it's in this section, right? So now, again, if nobody else had participated, I think I'd give it to you. All right? But I've got other options here. Let's see. Kubla. Kubla, the first one is correct. Kubla, the second one is correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is also correct. Well, then we don't need the drum roll. Also, Chris Val roll. Wow. So 3 of you who got all the letters there, and Born to Iron Man, you almost took the prize there just because of that technicality. But Kubla, Chris, and also Lupe, nice job. Wow. Are you telling me I've got to go faster? I can't go much faster than that. All right, well, here we go. This is round 2. Everybody who listens to this show should be able to get these at this pace, a este ritmo. All right? So here we go. The first one is CAMBODIAN space PRINCE. The second one is yep, that's the second one. Now, the second one is NORODOM RODOM space SIHANOUK. The third one is PHNOM space PENH. The fourth one is EXILE. The fifth one is POL space POT. And the last one is KHMER space ROUGE. All right. And again, I see a lot of people participating. So great job, amigos. The reason I chose these words is because today in the year 1991, the Cambodian prince Norodom Sihanouk, who was number 2 in our spelling bee, so the first word was Cambodian prince, and I want you to pay attention there. I remember when I went there, it's what an amazing country. I would love to go back, but it's a little bit different in English, the word. So there, in Spanish, you say Camboya. I like it. It sounds cool. Camboya. Sounds like a cool word. And in English, it sounds cool too. Cambodia. So it's a little bit different. Camboya, Cambodia. And the people are Cambodian. I highly recommend you go to this country if you can. It is amazing. The people, and then you've got Angkor Wat, the temples. It's like a lost city. It's incredible. Really, and the food, don't even get me started. So the today in 1991, the Cambodian prince Norodom Sihanouk returned to Phnom Penh. Now, si lo ves escrito, parece Phnom Penh, but it's Phnom Penh. The P, the first P is silent. It's the capital of Cambodia. But folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break right now. I can't believe it. We'll be right back with tons more. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3. Oh, my God. Part 3 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, we've got tons of amazing programs here. Start your day with the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. You've got Drive Time with Kyle Miller. And don't forget about Richard Vaughn Live. And so many other amazing programs. All you have to do is download our free app. Oh, and how can I forget? Our brand new programs are just recently started. From 3 to 4 p.m. every day, you've got Speak Up with Ruby. And then from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m., you've got Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. And believe me, these new shows are awesome. Just tune in on the Vaughn Radio app, and you will never miss a beat. No te pierdes ni una. You will never miss a beat, my amigos. All right, well, it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And here's where we're going to take a look at some words. And we're going to see, A, if you're familiar with the words. And then B, if you know exactly how they sound and if they sound the same or not. The first word is something you'll find in a laboratory or in a doctor's office. It's a glass tube or glass container that you can store things in, almacenar. A lot of times they'll store medicine or some kind of cells, células. So you say the word in Spanish here is vial. Vial. I think of a laboratory, right? I think of, something used maybe when you're in the pharmaceutical industry or experimenting in any kind of chemistry. So it's these little glass tubes. You say in Spanish, vial. Vial. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the second word is something that is really nasty or unpleasant. Something that is really gross, it's really nasty, and it's unpleasant. If we're talking about a person, we're saying vil, canalla. If we're talking about an action, it's vil o malvado. If we're talking about a smell, what is that? Smell. Repugnante. So vamos, es repugnante, pésimo, vil. Those are your two words. A, what are the words? And B, do they sound exactly the same or not? Oh, and I almost forgot to remind you, Vaughn Radio Trivia Night with Richard Vaughn, December 13th. I'm going to be there. Kyle's going to be there. I mean, all of us are going to be there. We'll be in the Christmas spirit, having some beers, enjoying our time together. Oh, yeah. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Mark your calendars. December 13th at Roll Madrid. Meet your favorite teachers and your fellow students. We'll see you there, amigos. All right, also, another thing, don't forget tomorrow we'll be having, I believe it's the third lesson with Lara. So we've already had it twice. This will be the third Learn with Lara lesson. That'll be on tomorrow's show. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's show at all. It's going to be tons of fun. All right, let me give you the Say What soundbite as well. Here it is for the third time.
Well, I asked Dana before she went to Australia, 2-3 days before, because I thought it'd be a good idea that, apart from anything else, if she went to Australia, she could then think about it.
All right, so there you go. There you go, my amigos. You've got your Say What soundbite that you're going to hear one more time. The good news is you will be hearing that one more time in the fourth part of today's show. So I hope somebody will be able to get it. And speaking of getting it, we've got some students here participating in our homophone section. The first one to participate is Kubla, and he says the correct words. Those are the correct words, buddy. Good job. And he says they are homophones. All right. Chris Valrol also participating. Great job, folks. And those are the correct words. And she says they are not homophones, I think. Okay, well, interesting. Anybody else? Anybody else want to participate? The words are bial y bil. So kind of similar in Spanish in some way, right? They start with a V, I guess. They end with an L. The question is everything in the middle there. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've got a Say What soundbite winner. Give it up for Kubla. Nice job. Wonderful job. Excellent, excellent job over there. Folks, you guys are kicking butt today, I've got to say. All right, so let's get back to these homophones. Yay or nay? All right, well, the first word is vial. We put the specimen in a vial, and then we put it in the freezer to preserve it, right? A vial. But after a while, there was a vile stench. Vile. So there was a vile stench, vile se escribe, coming from the vial, se escribe vial. Do they sound the same? There was a stench is a bad smell. There was a vile stench coming from the vial. They are homophones. Nice job, Kubla. Vial. So the one that you'll find in a lab or a laboratory, the British say laboratory, that one is V-I-A-L. Vial se escriba. Se escribe si lo pronuncias a la española. And the one that is repugnante is vile, vile, V-I-L-E. All right, so wonderful job, everybody. Let's finish up our spelling bee really quickly. We were talking about Cambodia, and then we're going to move on to Name That Movie. So we were saying that today in 1991, the Cambodian prince Norodom Sihanouk returned to Phnom Penh, the capital. Now, I wasn't in Phnom Penh. I haven't been to the capital. I was in Siem Reap. Siem Reap is where you'll find Angkor Wat, which is where there's a temple, a city of temples that was lost in the jungle, and it was rediscovered. Like, when I mean a city, I mean a civilization. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. I'm serious. If you ever have the chance, I've never been to Vietnam. I've been to Singapore. I've been to Japan. I've been to some places in Asia, but Cambodia was just special. Even Thailand was awesome, but Cambodia, there was something special about Cambodia. And maybe it's because their recent history is just so vile. La palabra vile, vil, we just looked at it, because there was genocide there. And so the prince was in exile for 13 years while a guy named Pol Pot, a vile person, we'll use it again, named Pol Pot, who was a dictator, he ruled Cambodia from 1976 to 1979. And it was genocide. People were killed left and right by the sixth word in our spelling bee, which is the Khmer Rouge. And that was the name of the Communist Party of Kampuchea, CPK. And they ruled, as I said, from 75 to 79 with Pol Pot as the head. So pretty crazy, the story, the recent history there in Cambodia. And I guess maybe that's why so many of their people were wiped out, and they've seen real horrors. They've seen, vile things. They've experienced them. So I feel like, and I don't know if it's related, I'm not an expert, but I feel like it's because they were they couldn't get any worse. They couldn't be in a worse situation than they were 30 some years ago, 30, 40 years ago. So I feel like they're people who don't take things for granted. They always have a smile. And I highly recommend you go there if you're ever out in Southeast Asia. All right, we're going to go someplace now in our section. Now, this isn't a trip, but if you think about it, it kind of is a trip. Why? Well, when you watch a movie, doesn't it take you on a trip? Well, let's go on a trip to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Movie, only on the Show with No Name. And here's where we learn a little English from movies. Do movies work as a tool to learn a language? Just ask my daughter. Most of the things she knows are from movies or from cartoons and things like that. So how does she know the word scarecrow? Por ejemplo, we talked about this before. This one, Oz. The Wizard of Oz. She knows the word scarecrow. She knows the word brick, ladrillo, from Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the yellow brick road. She knows parts of the body because head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. So music and movies, do they work? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, because you're entertained as you learn. And I think that's the key. If you can be entertained as you learn, that's why I love podcasts. So I'm learning about history. I'm learning about politics. I'm learning about aviation. I'm learning about, learning, enseñanza, whatever your interests are while I'm doing other things. And that's a blessing. Honestly, es una bendición, a blessing. All right, let's take a look at today's movie. I'll give you the trailer here, and then we'll see if you guys can figure it out. And then we'll take a look at a scene from the movie and also look at some behind-the-scenes exclusives as well. The most popular kid on campus meets a beautiful journalist who makes him realize that maybe he's afraid to graduate. There you go. So the most popular. Now, I want you guys right now, stop what you're doing. Stop. Put down whatever you're doing and say this word with me. Popular. Why? Porque he oído mil millones de veces, a billion in English, a billion times I've heard popular. Popu. It's popular. So write it down. I'm telling you, when I say a million, I'm not overstating it. No estoy exagerándolo. All right? The most popular kid, y no es popular. Fíjate, ninguna de los sonidos son como en español. Popular, popular. AU. Popular. Difficult. But it's a word that people use pretty often, so you should know it. It's a popular word. So the most popular kid on campus, and here's another word that you guys use, but you pronounce it, y no lo pronunciáis bien en español, campus. But in English, no es campus, it's campus. Campus. No campus, campus. And the most popular kid on campus meets a beautiful journalist, periodista, who makes him realize, darse cuenta, that maybe he's afraid to graduate. And there's one of those words that throws people off sometimes. So the verb is to graduate, and the person, like the movie, the graduate. So listen to it together. A graduate graduates from school. A graduate, sustantivo, graduates from school. All right, pop quiz over here. Examen sorpresa. How would you say uso gafas, excuse me, no gasas, uso gafas graduadas? Oh, I was just having this conversation with my wife the other day. So, uso gafas graduadas. How would you say that? Maybe it's a trick question. All right, let's see. Kubla, twice. Kubla, what are you doing today, man? Are you okay, buddy? Well, both times you were right, just in case. I don't get it, man. The first one's right and the second one's right. So, did you copy and paste them? No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell me. He says it's National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Yes, it is. So the first and the second time you were right. National Lampoon's. These are these movies where they're spoofing, haciendo parodia de algo. So you know the ones in Familia, una familia loca chiflada americana. Those are called National Lampoon's Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's European Vacation. By the way, I love those movies. So this is just one of these where it's just they're comedy. It means they're spoofing something. To lampoon. Now, it's more common to say to parody or to spoof. But just so you know, when you see National Lampoon's, it comes from that. Venimos a reírnos para ayudar las vacaciones de familia, las vacaciones de Navidad. So that's just a little trick there. And Van Wilder, well, that's the person's name. And it's based on the real life experiences of a very funny comedian named Bert Kreischer. So very, very cool. And they use a phrase. The movie's, it's got a lot of memorable lines. One of those is, you shouldn't take life too seriously. No deberías tomar la vida demasiado seria. You'll never get out alive. Nunca vas a salir vivo de ello. Hey, it makes sense. But you know where they got that philosophy from? They got it from Rabbit's Feet, which is a Looney Tunes short. Rabbit's Feet. And I don't mean feet, es un juego de palabras, because feet, F-E-E-T, es pies, right? Pero feat, F-E-A-T, es proezas, hazañas, things that you've done, right? Amazing things. So Rabbit's Feet, which came out in 1960. Bugs Bunny says it to Wile E. Coyote at the end of the episode after defeating him. So everybody beats Wile E. Coyote. The Roadrunner, meep, and Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc? My daughter, by the way, imitates all of these characters. Even Woody Woodpecker. You call him El Pájaro Loco? So, cool movie. It's one of those movies that you can just sit back and watch and relax, and you don't have to pay too much attention. All right, let's see. Uso gafas, I was going to say de recetas. Graduadas. Kubla, you got it. I wear prescription glasses. Nosotros decimos de receta. I wear prescription. We don't say graduated. Your glasses don't graduate. You do if you do well on your exams, but you wear prescription glasses. De receta is the word. All right. And what else? What else was I going to tell you? Let's take a look at the scene, of course. All right. Van Wilder is speaking about Gwen's boyfriend, Richard. And he says, I'll bet he's a tighty-whitey guy. And what is tighty-whities? Well, tight es apretado and white es blanco. So son los gallumbos de toda la vida. Los que llevaba tu abuelo, los blancos apretados, those, okay? Now, we can say the good thing here, underwear is the whole category. Ropa interior. That can be male, female. Panties, women wear panties. And men who have a fetish for wearing panties. But normally, it's women who wear panties. Tighty-whities are generally worn by men, right? Tighty-whities. Or boxers, or briefs. These tighty-whities, the real word is briefs. But then you've got boxers, you've got briefs, and then you've got my personal favorite, boxer briefs, que es una mezcla, que no son tan apretados, pero no son they're not like boxers. So I used to love boxers, but then I turned into a boxer brief guy. I know. TMI. Too much information, Alberto. Well, hey, we got to talk about this stuff. It's important stuff here. So I'll bet, supongo, apuesto, he's a tighty-whitey guy. Okay. Y las grandes de mujer, las que tienen mucho tela, granny panties. Granny, abuela. So tighty-whities or granny panties. And Gwen says, excuse me? Perdona? And Van Wilder says, white, elastic band, constricting. No? He says, you can tell a lot about a person. Puedes determinar mucho. En este caso, el tell es determinar. You can tell a lot about a person by the kind of drawers they wear. And drawers is another way of saying men's underwear. Gallumbos. I think the translation of drawers would be gallumbos. And drawers también son cajones. Easy double trouble. He's got drawers full of drawers. Perfecto. Tiene cajones lleno de gallumbos. He's got drawers full of drawers. So you can tell a lot about a person by the kind of drawers they wear. Like you. Granny, mira, aquí te lo acabo de enseñar, pero aquí viene. Like you. Granny panties, I bet. Seguro que tienes las bragas de abuela, supongo, right? Saying that she's old or, kind of a stick in the mud. A stick in the mud is una persona, que no se arregla, just like, oh, no, I don't want to do any, like mojigato, that kind of idea, right? Somebody who's never down to do anything that's not safe, right? And then Gwen says, does that allude to me? Igual, aludir, you say? Does that allude to me being the plain es simple, sencilla, sin mucho adorno? Being the plain, boring type? ¿Soy esa tipa? And Van Wilder says, no. No, I didn't say that. And Van Wilder sighs. To sigh. What does sigh mean? Everybody sigh. I'll tell you what, that just felt great. Everybody sigh with me. Se escribe S-I-G-H. Everybody sigh with me. It feels good to let out a sigh. O directamente, puedes decir soltar uno, or just to sigh. And so Van Wilder sighs. And this is another reason I always recommend, because one thing's reading books, one thing's reading articles. I recommend you do all that. Yeah, aloud if you can. But also reading a script, you get all that stage direction, todas las indicaciones. And those are chock full of actions, action verbs. He guffaws. So you'll learn a lot of action verbs by reading scripts. Start with your favorite movies. You could get the screenplay online, as they're called. So Van Wilder sighs. And he says, I just wanted the visual, right? The mental picture. Solo quería un visual de ti en ese ropa interior. So I hope you guys learned a little bit more about underwear. And, we say the same as you guys, too, to go commando. I guess is that a universal thing? Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I think they're funny terms. Granny panties, tighty-whities. I mean, these are... Say those in your next English class. All right, folks, we are going to our final commercial break. Time really does fly when you're having fun. When we come back, we've got Double Trouble. We've got Say What Soundbite for the fourth and final time. Jokes, famous birthdays, and so much more, amigos. And then after this show, you are in luck. Afortunados, because you've got Ximena Holiday and Test Your English. All that and much more when we come back. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. Don't forget, you've got great programs all afternoon long here on Vaughn Radio. So, amigos, download our free app and get ready to start learning and laughing all day long. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are going to interact with my friend Ximena Holiday today, what I want you to do is tell her kudos. Why? Employee of the Month. I don't think I've ever won that. Ximena, our Employee of the Month. Kicking ass and taking names. You go, girl. Awesome. And you can learn with her every day right after this show. The show is called Test Your English, and you can get the book Test Your English as well over at the Vaughn Tienda. It's available at vaughntienda.com. Also, our main website is grupovaughn.com. If you love the way we teach here on the radio, then you're going to love the way we teach in our classes. We've got options for everybody, every budget under the sun. Private classes, group classes, camps, classes for the kids. Man, we really do have it all, including our star program, Vaughn Town. Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-3858 831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. That's right. More information at grupovaughn.com, or you can reach out to us on social media about Vaughntown or any of our amazing initiatives to help you learn English. Folks, it's time for Double Trouble.
Double trouble.
Give
baby.
it up, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
Did I say double? Triple. Triple trouble. That's right. Triple. I didn't say double.
Double trouble.
No. I said triple. That's right, folks. Triple trouble over here today. You have to use the same word 3 times, as if 2 wasn't enough. All right, and as always, I like to give you a little clue whenever I can. So, el tipo que investigó el accidente de tren era un desastre. Siempre pierde el hilo. You have to use the same word 3 times. El tipo que investigó el accidente de tren era un desastre. Siempre pierde el hilo. You have to use the same word 3 times there. Good luck. I don't think it's going to be easy, but hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. Also, let me give you your Say What soundbite for the 4th time. In case you guys haven't figured this one out yet, it's a very famous person. You might know his nickname, su apodo, Sausage Fingers. Te lo juro. Le llaman dedos salchicha. You might know who I'm talking about right now. Good old Sausage Fingers. Dedos de salchicha de toda la vida. El good old ahí es como el de toda la vida. El fiel, right? El fiel Sausage Fingers. All right, folks, let's get serious, but not too serious. Is anyone willing to take a stab at this tricky triple trouble? El tipo que investigó el accidente de tren era un desastre. Siempre pierde el hilo. Oh, and I forgot to give it to you. All that lead up, and I didn't even give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is.
Well, I asked Dana before she went to Australia, 2-3 days before, because I thought it'd be a good idea that, apart from anything else, if she went to Australia, she could then think about it.
All right, there you go. And cue the dramatic music. En inglés decimos cue, da pie, no que entre la música. Cue the dramatic music. So there's definitely some drama going on over there. All right, going once, going twice. Nobody's going to take it. I mean, I can't give you a better clue than this. I mean, what is that? That's called a... All right, well, then we're on the right track. Oh, I didn't even use that one on purpose. Encarrilado, on the right track. You're off track means you're vas mal. No, you're off track there. You're on the right track, or you're on track means you're going well. You're going in the right direction. If somebody's off track, well, okay. All right, Chris Valrol taking a stab at it. I love it, Chris. You know, even if you don't know it, the thing is you don't lose anything by trying it. And the students who do the best in all of my classes throughout my 20 years experience are the ones who try. Even if they don't get it, the ones who are constantly trying, they just keep getting back up like, oh, okay, I'll come back. I'm coming back for more. Next time I'm going to get it. Those students, Chris, you're one of those. She says the guy who investigated the train crash was a wreck train. He always loses his train of thought. Chris, oh my God, I'm going to give you an applause. But there's just one little thing that I would change there. So, Chris, I've got to give you the applause. All right, because it's as close. I mean, the guy who investigated the train crash. Well, what if I told you, Chris, that you could say train wreck as well. Like Miley Cyrus. You came in like a wrecking ball. Right? To wreck something. Destrozar. So the guy, y ahora, now, and then we flip wreck train por train wreck. Y ahora. The guy who investigated the train wreck was a train wreck. Ahí lo tienes. Me encanta esta expresión. Cuando ves a alguien que es like, se le caen las cosas, you're like, man, this guy's a train wreck. Vaya desastre de tío. A train wreck. Nice. Well, Chris, you just said a great expression. Close, but no cigar. O sea, but you know what? You had the seed. La semilla ya estaba. Now you just had to switch it, flip it, a couple adjustments, but you had it. Great job. So the guy who investigated the train wreck was a train wreck. He always loses his train of thought. Excellent job. Let's see. Kubla, the guy who probed into the track accident was a track. He always loses track. All right. I like that last part, to lose track, perder la noción, but to be a track, I've never heard before. But an E for effort. Excellent job. You guys aren't train wrecks. You got your shit together, como decimos. No sois desastres. Estáis organizados, espabilados. If you got your shit together, sabes lo que haces. Estás organizado. Yeah, suena raro. Tienes tu mierda junto. Así se dice, eh? Don't shoot the messenger. Man, you really got your shit together. Sounds like a bad thing. No. Realmente has juntado tu mierda, eh? Imagine somebody literally translating that. You really got your shit together. Sí, realmente te has puesto las pilas. Te has puesto, no, en orden. So, the triple trouble today is as follows. Let me find there we go. The guy who investigated the train wreck was a train wreck, and he always loses his train of thought. Excellent job, folks. And now it's time for Your Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, amigos. You're joking. This is a part of the show where you can just kick back and chillax. Chillax is a mix of the word chill out and relax. They're synonyms. But we just couldn't use both of them separately. We had to mix them and say chillax. So chillax and listen to the section and see if you get the jokes. What did one tectonic plate say when it bumped into the other one? So, what did one tectonic plate say when it bumped into the other one? Okay, a tectonic plate are these plates that are underground that usually cause, an earthquake, right? You can find out more about these if you live out in California. So what did one tectonic plate say when he bumped into another one? Sorry, my fault. No? Sorry, my fault. This is a really good one. No? Tectonic plate. You say placa tectónica. So it's a word you would definitely recognize. And he bumped into, to chocar con, sorry, my fault. All right, so that means es culpa mía, pero también a fault es una falla, right? California lies on a fault line, right? A fault. You get it now? Sorry, my fault. Es mi falla. Mala mía. Culpa mea. Mea culpa. Also, a very native way of saying it's my fault. My bad, right? My daughter already learned this one. When we're kicking around a soccer ball, estamos dando patadas al balón de fútbol, and sometimes I kick it out of range. where she can't reach it. And I said, oh, my bad, Lara. Where she has to go get it. I say, my bad. And now she does the same thing. Kids pick it up. So my fault. All right. This next one, my daughter knows too. Interesting. She's got a lot of vocabulary for being a 4-year-old. And remember, she knows all these words in Spanish too. And not just the words, the structures. And she doesn't know them as structures. She knows the way they sound. Again, tomorrow we will learn more with Lara. I think you guys are going to love our cooking class. We'll be in the kitchen making a tuna steak. Your mouth is going to water. All right. How would you be able to cut the sea in half? ¿Cómo serás capaz de cortar el mar en dos, en la mitad? How would you be able to cut the sea in half? With a seesaw. No? A seesaw? Un balancín, I think you said. Un sub y baja. A seesaw. Pero también a seesaw es una sierra de mar. No. My daughter and I wrote a song together because also seesaw is vio. So our song goes like this. Let me get a little beat going. Seesaw, seesaw, did you see the seesaw that I saw? Seesaw, seesaw, I saw a seesaw. Did you see the seesaw that I saw when I saw a seesaw? Yeah, that's what we do. That's how my daughter really masters the language. So with a seesaw. Okay. All right. Well, did you hear about the 2 blood cells that met and fell in love? We were talking about a laboratory before. The 2 blood cells that met and fell in love. I'm not sure if they were white blood cells or red ones, but in the end, it was all in vain. No. It was all in vain. No. The 2 blood cells that met and then they fell in love, but in the end, it was all in vain. In vena. Vein. Vena is V-E-I-N. But also in vain, V-A-I-N. It sounds exactly the same as in vano, no? For no reason. Think about Bob Marley. My daughter knows this one too. I don't want to wait in vain for your love. I don't want to wait in vain for your love. And her favorite part is, I don't want to wait in vain. No, I don't want to wait in vain. All right, last one, I promise. Why did the cloud date the fog? Porque la nube empezó a salir con la niebla. So why did the cloud date the fog? Easy. He was down to earth. No, he was down to earth. Well, clouds are up in the sky, and when it comes down close, we call it fog, right? Niebla. And to be down to earth, con los pies en la tierra. Estaba abajo en la tierra, pies en la tierra. Why did the cloud date the fog? Because he was so down to earth. But I guess he didn't have the foggiest. All right, I promised I would stop, but I had one more there up my sleeve, en la manga. And that is, I haven't the foggiest, which is no tengo ni la más mínima or remota or something like that, you say. All right, I hope you enjoyed our jokes, and I hope you're ready to party in today's famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays, and happy birthday to Chris's friend Monica. Also celebrating a birthday today. In 1981, an American actress was born today. She was a cast member on SNL, Saturday Night Live, from 2010 to 2017. She was one of my favorite cast members ever. She's great. She's also been in many movies. She was in the movie Trainwreck. You know what that means, desastre. Trainwreck, which came out in 2015. She was in Office Christmas Party in 2016, Ibiza in 2018, and she's really a comedic actress. And she started as an intern, becaria, on Sesame Street, of all shows, and Late Night with Conan O'Brien. I'm a huge fan. Number 2, this person was born in 1964, 1/3 of Run DMC. You know the group Run DMC, who did Walk This Way with Aerosmith and so many other songs. One of my favorite songs. If you want to hear a great rap album, listen to Raising Hell, Liándola. Se llama Liándola. Raising Hell by one of the, I guess, the forefathers of rap and hip hop, Run DMC. And then they've got Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens, and they influenced everybody. So anybody who's everybody has been influenced by them. And yeah, very famous in that world. And last but not least, 1948 today, the Earl of Sausage. The Earl, El Duque. No, he used to be a prince. Now he's a king. And I don't even think he can believe it. Old sausage fingers, as we call him. And not my favorite guy in the world, especially as somebody who's a Diana fan. So either way, I think you know who he is. He is currently the king of the United Kingdom and the other 14 kingdom of the Commonwealth realms. He was born in Buckingham Palace, and for somebody who's supposed to like have proper British English, he mumbles, as Kubla said. Well, the reason I say is because he's in today's Say What soundbite. He's the person we were listening to. Does anybody know them? If not, we've got to move on. I'll give them to you. Number 1, Vanessa Bayer. Number 2, Joseph Simmons. And number 3, King Charles III. And King Charles, this was him when he was talking about his engagement to Diana. And he goes, well, I asked Diana before she went to Australia. Well, I asked Diana before she went to Australia 2 or 3 days before, 2 o 3 días antes, because I thought it would be a good idea, porque pensara que iba a ser una buena idea. Apart from everything else, aparte de todo lo demás. If she went to Australia, she could think about it. So he's saying he didn't want her to say yes right away when he proposed, but he wanted her to go to Australia like she had originally planned and sleep on it. Consultarlo con la almohada, to sleep on it. So here he is, the birthday boy, King Charles III, a.k.a. Sausage Fingers.
Well, I asked Diana before she went to Australia, 2 or 3 days before, because I thought it'd be a good idea that, apart from anything else, if she went to Australia, she could then think about it.
All right, folks, and it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Wonderful job today. Wonderful, wonderful job today and every day. And keep up the great work with my friend Ximena, who's up next. And you've got great shows. You've got Rob and Andy on the lunchtime show. So 1,000,001 reasons to download the free Vaughn Radio app. And let me give you guys today's Name That Lyric, because we don't have much time. It is Run DMC, one of the greatest rap bands, hip-hop bands ever. And it's Run DMC. The song is called It's Tricky. Y esto significa es difícil. You know what? I'm going to give you some advice right now. Since everybody or most students mispronounce the word difficult, they say difficult. And that's not how it's pronounced. It's difficult. You can just say tricky or hard. And it's a lot easier. We're talking about fewer syllables, and you don't have to say difficult. You could say it's tricky. Es difícil. And as you know, here on Vaughn Radio, we try to make English a little less tricky. Un poco menos difícil and a little more fun. And here's a great song to get you guys in a good mood and ready for Ximena's program. It's called It's Tricky. It starts out like this. This speech is my recital. Este discurso es mi recital. Es como, I don't know that word in Spanish. Recital es como ensayo de baile, un show de bailes de estos. This speech is my recital. Mi recital, mi concierto, mi gala. The speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock on time. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around, That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. Conocí a esta chica. Su pelo estaba rizado, girly and curly rhyme. Went to her house and bust her out. I had to leave real early. Fui a su casa para que se escapara conmigo y tuve que irme temprano. So, folks, this is a classic. You'll probably recognize the beat instantly. And again, thank you so much. Wonderful job to all of you. And I hope you'll join us again tomorrow on the show with no name. This is Run DMC, and it's tricky to rock around, to rock recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. It's here we go. Nice job, amigos. And thanks for learning and laughing with us here every day on the show with no name. Newsflash. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news. Attention all show with no namers. As of January 2024, the show with no name live stream will be available exclusively to my patrons. If you'd like to continue to watch the show daily and participate in real time, join us at patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. And what is Patreon, you may ask? Well, as many of you know, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've taught all kinds of people, from famous folks to young kids. And with a background in acting, I love communication. I have a radio show that's been on the air for 15 years and a very successful podcast called FYI. I've also written 5 books and have appeared on numerous TV and radio programs. But the thing I'm most proud of is this curious community on Patreon that we are creating every day together. And I really think you should join us. For as little as €3 a month, you can have access to Show with No Name live stream daily. Every week you can get a bonus episode of FYI. Also PDFs so you can follow the podcast. And the moment you sign up, you'll have access to an archive of over 1,000 posts. You'll also get early access to all my content. And a new feature, a chat, so you can have direct access to me and your fellow students. And most of all, you'll be a part of a curious community of people just like you, English explorers. Consider joining us on Patreon for as little as €3 a month, and you'll get access to so many English resources. And I highly recommend you sign up for a yearly membership. This way you make a commitment and you'll also save 10%. And don't take my word for it. Just ask some of my interstellar students.
I've already improved my pronunciation, and as a consequence, I've gained a lot of confidence in my speaking. Thanks to our weekly review class and our monthly masterclass, where, by the way, to top it off, we have a lot of fun. In a nutshell, if you are willing to better your English and much more in a fun way, you won't regret it if you join us.
Alberto is a passionate teacher, an excellent communicator, and what I think is key, he's able to put himself in the student's shoes. He's always willing to help. You'll have access to a wide range of topics every week, bonus content, vocabulary receipts, weekly review classes, monthly master classes, and so on. I think it's much more than just learning English. So go to Patreon, have a look around, and give it a try.
Because it has helped me keep my English in check and just, improve my language skills in the most fun way, because his podcast is really, really, really entertaining and fun, and so are the classes that we have afterwards to revise and go over the vocabulary and just discuss interesting topics. So if you're considering becoming a Patreon, don't hesitate, because that's a great way to improve your English.
We now return you back to your regularly scheduled program.
So what are you waiting for? Learn and laugh with us in our curious community over on patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. See you there.